Good morning and salutations, my friends. It is winter time again, as you can see, back to the beanies because it's nice and cold outside. So, no upload yesterday. I apologize about that. We unexpectedly got a larger shop space out of the facilities that I had the old space out of. So I went in there to get on the wait list for a larger unit, ended up getting a larger unit that day, which we're gonna go there later today. I'm gonna show you guys. The majority of the videos going forward, with the exception of the WRX rebuild, are going to be happening out of that new shop space, specifically the STI rebuild, and then after the STI is running, pretty much everything's going to be taking place out of there. So the garage videos will start to dwindle and disappear as time continues to go on. But before we head over to the shop, there's some things I need to knock out on the Evo to make it drivable to drive over to the shop. So it seems like the idle problem has started to fix itself, and it's idling right around 1100 RPM now, which it needs to be, which is solid. So to be able to drive this car, there's a couple things I need to do. I stupidly took off the brake dust shields a long time ago. I don't know why. I went to the shop, I snagged them, I have them right here. They're like half sandblasted, half rusty, half not. So I'm gonna go through there, I'm gonna just sand them down with some sandpaper real quick, get those painted, let them dry throughout the day as we're doing all this other stuff, so that way I can put those on, because right now the ABS wheel speed sensor rubs on the rotor, which is something that we can't have when driving the car, because those are very expensive sensors. I don't wanna have to buy them again. So we need to do that. I need to make a DIY catch can for the car real quick, which will be easy. I'm just gonna make 2 AN lines that go to a physical can, like an energy drink can or a can. Pull off the cluster and see why the cluster lights aren't working and why coolant temp isn't working. I'll probably have the laptop with me while driving, so that way I can just make sure that everything is solid, to make sure that, because I haven't really driven the car outside of the neighborhood, so there's probably going to be some things that need to be addressed. But let's start it off. Let me get those brake rotors sanded, or those brake dust shields sanded down a little bit, and then we can start painting them. Well, they don't look perfect, but they're made to work. They won't rust. They'll keep the wheel speed sensor from rubbing on the rotor, and I guess I'll have brake dust shields again. So while those air dry, now I'm just gonna make a quick catch can. So I've got 1 valve cover breather here, 1 on the back side. I'll just make 2 AN lines that kind of just route over here. I'll find an old can sitting around, shove the AN lines in that can, and that'll be our catch can until my STM2-in-1 finally ships. I ordered it like a month ago, so I'm hoping it ships here soon. It should sit like right up underneath the bar over there. I had the one that went on the transmission, but with the clutch setup, it just doesn't work. Valve cover breather hoses are done for now. Like I said, once we get our STM2 catch can, it'll actually be final, but I've got 1 valve cover breather line coming off, just wrapping down. Honestly, I just have them dumping to the ground. A car shouldn't have that much blow by right now anyway, so it's not gonna be anything like dangerous. I need a can to be able to shove in there. The only one I have is like a really tiny Red Bull can, and it's just not going to work for 2-6 AN line fitting, so I might just go buy an Arizona iced tea later, drink that, and then use that as my catch can. So for now, this works. It's just so that it's not shooting oil onto the battery, onto the intercooler pipe, onto the intake manifold, literally everywhere in the engine bay. So Matt's having some fun over there inside of Mittens. Once he gets to a stopping point, he's going to help us bleed the clutch. In the meantime, I'm going to hop inside the car, pop off the gauge cluster, and see what the hell's going on with it, and as to why we are not getting any dash lights, and why our coolant temp sensor isn't working in the cluster itself. So I have a feeling it has something to do with that AEM gauge, so let me pop it out, take it apart, and see what we can find. Okay, so I think I have the physical like temp sensor thingy somewhat fixed. If I come in here, I put the key in and I turn it on, coolant temp jumps straight to hot. But if I come up here to the front and I unplug the coolant temp sensor for the gauge, it now stays at hot. What the fuck? When I turn it back on, then it stays at cold. What does that mean? Why is this being so dumb? Why won't you just work? Everything else seems to be working, except for you. Why? Alright, I don't know why it's doing this with the coolant temp sensor stuff, so I'm gonna come back to it in a little bit. I'm gonna go ahead and throw on our rotor or our dust shields out here for our brakes now that they're pretty much dry. So that way we can get that kind of knocked off the list. We got to bleed the clutch, bleed the brakes. I think that's it. I think that's all left. Then I can actually go drive this thing. So let's get to it. Start doing it. All right, we got our dust shields on the passenger and driver's side. That's mainly just to keep that wheel speed sensor from rubbing on the rotor because they sit so close that is bound to happen. Then you're going to eat through your wheel speed sensor. So now that that's done, I think we're going to jump on bleeding the clutch real quick. So I'm going to have Matt help me with this. I'll probably be up here opening and closing the valve while he pumps the clutch for me just to get the clutch pedal feel a little bit better. The brakes need to be bled also. They also need to be bedded. There is you can hear them. Like, they're going to be noisy for a little while just because there is a little bit of surface rust on them, but it shouldn't be too bad. I want to drive the car, but at the same time I don't want to drive the car due to that coolant temp sensor. So it seems like whenever I go to drive the car now, I'm gonna have to have Evo scan up until I can get that issue sorted, which is kind of annoying. But the one that reads coolant temp to the ECM is reporting. Now the fact that this is doing something when I unplug and plug it in makes me think that maybe it's just that Duralast sensor that I used. So I bought an OEM one. Hopefully that fixes the problem. If it doesn't fix the problem, then it's something electrical in the system. Hopefully it's nothing stupid, but I mean, a standalone would fix that problem. Like, super easy. Maybe a Haltech Elite 1500 with an IC7 dash. I'm just saying, it would fix our problem. So I even tried cleaning off the ground that grounds from the manifold up to the chassis, and no luck on that one. So let's go ahead and get this clutch bled so that way it's a little bit. I need to put the interior back together. AEM's breaking my balls right now too. I've been like 2 weeks on this warranty claim with them and I haven't heard anything back, so I'm getting a little irritated with the AEM. But if I had my gauges from AEM and they were working, I could read water temp off of that gauge. I wouldn't be so stressed out about this gauge. So fuck, temporary problems for temporary solutions. It's whatever. So let's go ahead, let's bleed our clutch. We'll get that done, and then we can hop on to bleeding the brakes and get that done. All right, guys, we're several hours in the future. It is starting to get dark outside now, as you can see, but Melanie came out. She helped me bleed the clutch. The clutch bleeding process on an Evo is very different than any other car I've bled the clutch on. You legit just push the pedal down to the floor, pop open the bleeder valve, and you just let it sit with the reservoir all the way full, and it'll just self-bleed, I guess. And you just do that over and over and over again, and it worked. Our clutch is bled. We also bled the brakes. I also put the interior back together, and I also torqued down the wheels. So we're gonna take this thing out. I got a couple errands I gotta run. I gotta run to the bank and then to the gas station. So let's take the Evo out. Let's see how well it does. I don't really want to drive it at night because I don't have license plate lights yet, and that's a reason for a cop to pull me over. And I mean, there's nothing illegal. I just don't want to get pulled over, you know what I mean? So let's run to the gas station. Well, let's start it. If the idle works, if the idle cooperates with us, we'll take it. Listen to that kitten purr, daddy-o. I have a fucking Evo. I am an Evo owner. I own a Mitsubishi Lancer Evolution, and it looks dope. I love this thing. Dope. Yeah, man, we're gonna take it out on its first actual drive. Assuming idle cooperates. I mean, we should be fine either way, but we're gonna take it to the bank. We're gonna go to the bank. I'm gonna check Evo scan. My speedo says I'm going like 60, so there's definitely a wiring problem here. It's stuck at 60. Oh my God, they're so squeaky. Okay, now my speedo, I believe, is back at 0. It's very difficult to tell anything, to be honest. I just realized the GoPro probably wasn't even facing the right way, so I apologize about that. Dude, the brakes are so loud. Okay, it kind of goes away when I turn. Dude, it's like stupid loud. It's definitely the brakes. I don't know why they're so loud. All right, let's pop it right here real quick. Well, she made it to the bank. That's a good sign, right? How are coolant temps? 89, solid. It's just a gauge, dude. I don't know why it's all acting all stupid like this. It's dumb. Bro, let me run in here real quick. We'll let it idle for a sec and then we'll run over to the gas station and back to the house. I don't fully trust driving this car yet. Especially with the dragging brakes for some reason. I don't know why they're doing that, and I need to fix this also. This is quite fucking annoying. Dude, it's just so draggy. It's gotta be the brakes just because they sat for so long, there's gotta be surface rust on them that's just gonna come off. It's quite annoying though, let me tell you that. The turbo's so loud, damn. Try to bed these brakes a bit more. Dude, it's so God, it's so loud. Oh my God, the gas pump's on the other side in this, whatever, I don't care. All right guys, I'm just gonna drive home and just listen and focus. So I'll update you when we get to the house. I honestly just think it's the brakes dragging. That's all I can think of. It's the only logical thing. Once we get back to the house, I gotta drop some stuff off. We're gonna swap over to the WRX, run over to the new shop because I wanna show you guys this, and I have some stuff to throw away over there. So one moment, I'll see you at the house. For the Evo owners out there, are these just inherently loud cars, mechanically speaking? The brakes are dragging, which I think is because the pistons aren't fully retracting. And if that's the case, I'm gonna have to pull them back off the car, rebuild them again. And if I'm rebuilding them, I'm gonna strip them and powder coat them a color that I actually want, which is kind of annoying. But are they just inherently loud cars? Because it's mechanically speaking, it's just very mechanically loud. It's got a twin disc in it. Turbo sounds great. It's just you can't get over the brakes dragging. That's the one thing. So I'm gonna go hop in the WRX, let it warm up real quick. We're gonna go jet over to the shop. I gotta drop some more stuff off there, and I've got to throw some garbage away over there. So I'll show you the new shop. I'm very excited for it. I'm very excited for this new spot. All right, let's blow this shit dynasty. Let's get out of here. All right, you guys, I would like to welcome you to Shop 2.0. Now it is in the same facility, but it's a much bigger space. Well, not much bigger, but it's bigger to the point where we can actually work in here now. So if you remember in the old one, I got one of these units about a year ago. This is just a facility with a lot of these shops like this dedicated to people who are car people. You can rent them out, you can do fabrication, you can build your cars in them, all sorts of stuff. This whole facility is filled up with car people. So it's just, dude, it's cool to see the growth. Even if it's small growth like this, I'm pumped for it. So I just signed the lease on this the other day, and dude, it's so much bigger. It's the same width, but it's 5 feet deeper. I guess it's not crazy bigger, but I got this one on a deal because there's a cutout, because we have the electrical room right behind here. You can see kind of that fuse panel and the cutout right there of the whole shop. Dude, it's wild. We have actual room to walk around the car. We have like a little nook back here to be able to work and whatnot. I'm gonna have the fabrication station right here, or I may move it in here, I'm not sure. We still have to get 220 installed in here, but dude, it's wild. The bulk majority, actually all of the STI build videos are gonna be happening out of this unit. So we're gonna be making this place feel like home, or at least like a second home to us. I still have to finish setting up. I still have to finish moving. I pretty much have everything moved over here. I have to go buy a new parts washer, one more rack, and a chemical cabinet for over here, and then we should be solid. I've got the oven, the powder coating stuff, everything is like set up and good to go in here, dude. I am so excited. Let me give you a walkthrough. So let me start off by saying, I love it. We have the STI here. We're gonna start working on the STI come Monday. Over here in these bins, I've got a spare EG33 laid throughout 2 of them. One of them is just full of wiring. I believe this is the wiring one here. So we have a full engine in this one, an EG33 short block, and here we've got the EG33 heads. Stock stuff, it's my spare motor. So we're gonna put that in the car, start fabricating, building everything we need, so that way when we get our built motor back from out front, it's as easy as taking out the stock engine and putting in the built one and then rebolting everything on. I'm gonna have to rebuild the fender exit because the turbo I got is significantly larger. We had a 6870 on this car before. I ordered a 7675 for the car, so that'll be here on Thursday, I believe. Once that turbo comes in, we can start mocking up. I need to remake intercooler piping. I need to remake the fender exit, and it's going to be so much easier doing it out of here too, because I've got access to have 220 here. Like we'll probably just turn this outlet, or realistically probably that outlet right there, into 220, because it is wired for both in here. We have 3-phase for 220 and 240, my bad. 120 and 240, which is kind of nice. So I am very excited. Like I said, this is going to be the fabrication area. All of my spare material that I have in that box, which is like couplers, vibrant stuff, is all going to go in here for scrap. I've got all the stuff to already build the new fender exit, random bolts, nuts, washers. I need to get some more stuff. I need to get like a small bandsaw. I've got that Ryobi one, but I need to be able to make angled cuts on some stuff. But dude, I'm so excited. So this is going to be the fabrication area right here. Back here is going to be like engine building station. I've got 2 out front engines right here I need to build. One of them is that FA20. I believe everything is shipped for that finally from the last giveaway. Dude, it's just been a nightmare with back orders on some parts for those FA20s. So I believe everything's finally shipped out for this FA20. This is an EJ that I have to put together for a customer. We've got like new crankshaft, 1/2-inch head studs, the whole king caboodle for that one right there. So this is going to be more or less like an engine building area, kind of like a meandering area. Eat my lunch here. I have a fridge over here, which is kind of cool. Air compressor fits perfectly in the corner. A nice little heater, which does heat up this space quite nicely. Toolbox, I'm going to bring some more tools over here because this is primarily, like I said, where a lot of the builds are going to be happening from now on. I figured if I'm paying for a space like this, I might as well just utilize it all. And I'm going to take you guys over to the old unit and show you guys the size comparison difference. If you guys remember, the STI was nut to butt up against the wall. Like this line right here is probably where the wall was in the old unit. So we have a considerable amount of more space, and it feels bigger too because we don't have everything stacked up along the sides of the unit anymore. It's all kind of pushed in the back and then some stuff on the sides. I don't know if I've already shown you guys this or not, but back here I've been keeping the car on 12 volts and turning it on every now and then. We have a lot of wiring and Haltech stuff ready to go for the car, so that way we're good to go to be able to rebuild this thing, because I don't want to have the STI sitting any longer than it absolutely has to. I also have a nice man door on the side, which is kind of cool, so I can like peek outside. Put a door stop in there, so that way if I need to go in and out of the unit, I don't have to open the big door and lose all the heat. Now I do need some wall decor ideas for in here, so if you guys have any wall decor ideas, please feel free to let me know. I want to get some like a big Smeedia flag for back there, probably hang up some of our sponsor banners in here and whatnot. I just think it'll be really cool. Boy, I can't thank you guys enough. Like without you guys watching, you guys supporting, we would never be able to do stuff like this. So it's really cool to be able to, even if it's just small growth like this, dude, I love it. I love being able to move into a slightly larger space, continue to do this stuff. It's crazy. Thank you guys. We're like right on the cusp of 100,000 subscribers. I don't know if I mentioned it. I'm pretty sure I mentioned it in a video. Once we hit 100K subscribers, we're taking the WRX out. We're intentionally blowing it up. So I'm kind of on a time crunch right now to get the Evo 100%. So that, because the Evo is going to take the spot of being the daily driver while the WRX is getting STI swapped. So we'll probably bounce back and forth between the STI swap on the WRX and the STI build, or I might just do the full, I don't know. We'll see how it goes, but I'm excited for it. We're either going to hook up the WRX to a Duramax and just do all-wheel drive burnouts till it blows up to celebrate 100,000, or we're just going to go out and continue to launch the car until it blows up to celebrate 100,000. I don't quite know yet. Well, whatever one you guys prefer. Maybe we'll do both. Maybe the WRX won't blow up at all and somehow it'll survive, but I've got that STI 6-speed at the house. I've got that built motor that we're going to be putting together. Huge shout out to Rally Sport Direct too for helping supply the part for the WRX STI swap build, so I'm very excited for that one. But dude, welcome to Shop 2.0. Let me show you guys Shop 1.0 and you guys are going to be like, damn dude, that thing is small. The thing is small. And my old unit is like right down there too, so it's not even that far of a move. WRX, you're gonna live a new life soon. You're gonna have to die first though. You've been such a good little daily too. And yet it doesn't hurt my soul to watch you blow up. Legit, like this is as far as I have to go. from the old unit to the new unit. This is it, we're here. What a long I don't think I turned the lights off in there. See them on. I think I've already grabbed everything out of here, but I'm not 100% certain. I know I need to clean in here still. I think I did leave the lights on. No, I didn't. I definitely turned them off. Yeah, I gotta sweep real quick and whatnot. Yeah, there's not much left in here, so let me go through here, grab kind of the last stuff to bring over to the unit. Well, that's pretty much it for in here. Like, it's pretty small compared over to the other unit. Like, width-wise, dude, it's a noticeable difference. Like, we have 1 and like 3/4 squares of concrete. That's how I'm measuring it. The other one's like 3 or like 3.5, dude. It's wild. So I need to come back over here tomorrow to cut up that Evo 8 bumper because nobody wants it. So I'm gonna cut it up, throw it in the garbage. Parts washer, I'll drain that, I'll move that over there because my neighbor next door is taking it. Some other stuff. So I'm gonna run over to the dumpster and then we're gonna go back over to the other unit for a couple minutes, hang out, chill, you know, do the stuff. Back in the big unit again. Dude, it genuinely feels so much bigger in here. Let's do it here. So with that is all I've got for you guys on this one. So if you guys like the video, if you're excited about the shop, if you're excited to see the WRX blow up, if you're excited to see the freaking WRX blow up and the STI come back to life, and when we get to 100K, there's another merch drop and another giveaway. This time it's not a built engine, it's something that literally any car enthusiast can use. So I'm excited for this one. Plus with the back order on some parts, I just don't like to keep people waiting any longer than I can. I kind of learned that with this FA21. So this next one I'm really excited for. But with that, that's all I got for you guys on this one. So if you're not subscribed already and you want to be, which yeah boy would appreciate it because we're under 1K away from that 100K, which is wild. Hit that like button or hit that button. I'm not your dad, but I would appreciate it if you did. So with that, that's all I've got for you guys on this one. So peace out, homies. Woo! Dude, we can get some good woos in here too. Woo! That's nice.